phase ahead of us. We know that with the leaked memo that is coming out of the court. Dr. Martin Luther King says the law, the Army law could have been towards justice. But it has a little softer than ours. But with our steadfast commitment, we will continue to bend it towards justice. We will continue to stand up. And if we are pushed back one step, we will reaffirm our resolve. We will link arms once again, and we will move forward. Behind those running for office, and then voting, getting others to turn out, working on campaigns from the local level to the state level to the federal level. My name is Jamie McCloskey, and I'm running to represent you in Congress. Of the work on the ground, someone who has carried so much of the burden of discrimination of Central Oregon on her shoulders, who has been a courageous leader, least in Prineville, right? That's tough work. Well, my friend, someone I deeply admire, and someone who is a local and I was not expecting that. Give me a minute. Oh, I love you, Deja. All right, so yeah, let's hear it again that you all showed up today. I wish that there were more of us, and then in particular, I wish there were more men here with us. Yeah, let's hear it for the guys that did show up. So yeah, I think Jamie said a lot, but I just want to add that, you know, it's always stressed that, you know, it's a women's march and this is about women's rights and so on and so forth, but it's not just women that are affected by this, right? And so we need to stress the inclusivity of our trans community being affected by this as well, because it is not just women. I guarantee everybody standing here, everybody watching the live streams, everybody who's not here cares about somebody who has a uterus, right? Yeah. So we should probably be caring about their rights too. Yeah. I was watching earlier a video clip of someone from The View, I can't remember who exactly, but they were talking about how, in particular, this is really coming down to being an issue of religion, right? I mean, let's get to the core. This is about people enforcing their religion on us. And as far as I know, most basis of religion is supposed to be caring about human beings first. So why are we not guaranteeing that human beings have adequate and safe health care? Why are we putting personal religious morals above the safety of human beings is what I want to know.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
Care about them till they're born and then give them nothing.
Right, yeah, I was driving here and I was like, I just can't believe how many problems in this country would be solved if people would just not push their beliefs on other people. And that's really all it would take. But unfortunately, we're not at that point right now, so here we are once again.
Alicia, 50 years later.
If you're in the Central Oregon Diversity Project, I made a post earlier with links to the contact information for the Oregon State Senators and the Oregon State Representatives. And I'm highly encouraging you all to follow the links to that and send them emails, phone calls, write them letters, let them know what you think about protecting human rights. Someone should be here later on. They might be actually setting up there. They're going to have postcards for all of us to fill out, and then we'll be mailing those off later to the people who need to see them. So make sure you write down and let everybody know what you think. Go ahead and repeat after me. My body, my choice.
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 Quick announcement that we have another speaker.
I just want to let everyone know that we have sign-ups in the back table there for you to put down your email and text so that we can blast you out notices about future actions regarding this and other things here in Central Oregon. Back there is also some snacks, granola bars, as well as some sign-making supplies and chalk. So knock yourself out.
So I want to point something out because a lot of folks here are under the assumption that we currently all have right to access abortion, and this is something that is only now being taken away. But that's not true. For those who are impacted by the Hyde Amendment and who only have access to things like immediate health services, people currently, today, do not have access to abortion and reproductive services. And so we've got a really important speaker, someone also who is a great leader, someone I deeply admire, who can share the reality of the fact that those of us who think everyone has it now is coming also from a place of tremendous privilege. And we need work that needs to be done today. We should be here for this issue, even if we weren't hearing from the court that they're about to take some additional rights away. So please join me in welcoming my good friend Rachel.
Thank you. My name is Rachel Broder. I am the daughter of the Tlingit Nation. The Tlingit Nation is located in southeast Alaska.
Yes.
All right. Is that better?
Yes.
All right, I'll start again. My name is Rachel. I am the daughter of the Tlingit Nation. The Tlingit Nation is located in southeast Alaska. We currently still live on what is called occupied territory that you guys recognize as the United States. It is the Tlingit Nation. As such, we are our own sovereign nation. We did not have a treaty with the U.S. However, we are a federally recognized tribe, which means that we get federal U.S. dollars for things like health care, subsidies, things like that. So when Roe v. Wade happened, this was a right that was given to everyone. And then 2 years later, the Hyde Amendment happened, which took away the U.S. being willing to use federal dollars for things like abortion, all the health that are included with reproductive rights, all those things. So that means that 2 years after it became a right, it was immediately stripped from me and my people. I have actually never lived with access, the same access that you have, because all of my health services comes from IHS. In order for me to receive even things like Plan B, where like I can go to Walgreens the same way, but if I were to live on the reservation, there is no Walgreens. So that means I have to go see a doctor in order to have access to something that is over the counter for my neighbors. So I'm really happy that Jamie brought up the point of that this is something that you guys are afraid to lose, but I need you to understand it. It's not something that I have actually had access to for the entirety of my life. Okay? Whatever happens with this call, my life will actually be unchanged. And the reason that I want to talk about that is because while we have this momentum, while we're talking about it, can you please bring us with you? Codify these things. Yes. That I don't have to live in a world where my niece has unplanned pregnancy for whatever reason. And I want to be clear, the reason that you see this hand on my face is for missing and murdered Indigenous women. And the reality is that Indigenous women experience unplanned pregnancy 30 times the rate of other races, and that's because of, unfortunately, race. And that's the thing. I don't want to live in a world where my niece will have to have the choice to go somewhere else, to go off reservation, to not be able to have the support of her community. So while you're doing this, push as far as you can. Bring us to be just even where you are, because that's not something that we have. That's not my reality. And I just please bring it forward, because I don't even know. I can't describe what it means to know that, like, I'm your neighbor. I live in the same city. I live in the same town. Some of you are my literal neighbors, and I don't have the same rights as you. So if you can sit with that uncomfortability, and start making some changes.
Thank you. Being vulnerable and standing up, sharing that is takes a lot out of a person. So Rachel and Josie, you guys do this all the time, and thank you. This type of leadership is the courage that we need more of. And so again, join me in thanking them both. And I will add to this point of Hyde Amendment. When you hear me talking a lot about the Hyde Amendment being a distinguishing factor in a lot of races, including my own, it's because it does matter to people. And some have the privilege of not having to care about it. But this level of understanding, this level of commitment to people is our entire community is important. We must go forward together. We must go forward together. Yeah.
Saving Grace. And thank you all again. Let's give it up to Jamie one more time. My name is Cassie McQueen. I am a woman. I am a mother. And I have had an abortion. I had an abortion not because I wanted to, but because my health was at stake. I had an abortion that in some states in this country is currently illegal, and I would have had to result in really essentially risking my own life to save a fetus that was never going to live. There is nothing like having an incredible son that is with me here today that makes me value the choices that I currently have and makes me so scared for the future of others not getting those choices. I have the honor and privilege of working for Saving Grace. We are the only domestic violence and sexual assault agency in all of Central Oregon. We know that 1 in 3 women experience sexual assault. We know that 26% of undergraduates experience sexual assault. And we know that 1 in 4 women experience domestic violence, which includes coercive control, control over reproductive access. At Saving Grace, we believe in giving everybody a choice, regardless of what their situation is, regardless of the violence that they've suffered. We believe in giving them the opportunity to decide their future. And I can't tell you how many people we have walk into our doors each and every day that are hopeless, that have nowhere to turn, that have no support, and have suffered incredible violence, only to be left with a child that they don't want, that they don't know if they can take care of, that they desperately want to have control over their body. So when we're talking about our rights, when we're talking about our choice, we have to remember those that are being left behind. Like you just heard today, there are so many people that aren't protected by the same rights. There are so many people who are our brothers and sisters, who are our neighbors and family members, who people are actively trying to take away their rights on a daily basis. The fact of the matter is we have to stand. We have to have solidarity, and we have to continue to see light when it seems like there is no light, because without this community, we cannot support each other. So I want to finish off my time with you with my son's favorite chant. I'm going to say my body, and you all are going to say my choice. My body.
My choice!
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 Thank you all so much.
I'm sure of how long Brittany.
Is there anyone who would like to share anything with everyone today?
My flag's upside down. My flag's upside down because our nation is in mourning today. Because there's been a memo leaked that we are no longer going to protect freedoms and autonomy over our own bodies. And this is a sad day for the country that is supposed to be a beacon of freedom and liberty and justice and the pursuit of happiness for us all. Not just some of us, all of us. And this isn't an issue, like Josie said, that affects men too, and it affects trans women and trans men and non-binary people. It affects all of us. And it is just the start. I was born in 1973. I had this right my entire life, and yet I knew somehow that I needed to cherish it and protect it, even though I had had it my whole life. I'm one of those weird kids that used to throw wire coat hangers, gently toss them at the protesters in front of the Lovejoy Clinic in the 80s and 90s. I want wanted them to think about what they were doing and the consequences of their actions. And when the doctors were being murdered in their own churches, when they were providing religious volunteer services to their communities and they were gunned down in their own churches and in their own homes and terrorized in their own homes, I decided I had to be a clinic escort. I did that in Portland, Oregon. You know what was the hardest thing about it actually was how eerily quiet it often was. How we were the only ones there often. For some reason they just targeted the Lovejoy Clinic mostly, poor Lovejoy Clinic. But I also want to speak out about how Planned Parenthood helps plan families and how they help our transgender community, because as a minister that specializes in serving the LGBTQ and other marginalized communities, I know that this is an important issue for all of us, and we cannot sit idly by. If they're going to take away our rights, who's next? You know? And this disproportionately affects women of color and Indigenous American women, like my sisters before me said, but I want to say that again as a white woman, because I have white privilege, you know? And with that privilege comes a responsibility to amplify their voices and their experience. So I just want to say thank you all for being here today, and we're just beginning again, and I have faith that we shall overcome someday.
Life does not begin at the time of conception. That is 100% scientifically
Anybody else
correct.
here who works clinic defense by chance? Hands? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I recall the story reminded me of 1992, back working clinic defense, joining arms, linking arms with folks against Operation Rescue back in Buffalo. Do you remember those days? Oh yeah. Yep. So, as I believe our final speaker, we will. No pressure. We also hearing people's stories is what really makes this real and impacts us and brings the reality home to what we're really standing for and fighting for. And so I wanted to hand over now the mic to Eli to share.
Okay. Okay, so, surprise, surprise, I am a black trans man living in Oregon, and at the moment, from what I can tell, at least from research that I've done over the past couple days, Oregon, although it is considerably more progressive than a lot of other states, obviously.
Thank y'all for outing yourself on my page so I can go back in and block you later because you're both ignorant.
At some certain point, we will not have the same rights that we did last year, probably. And as a trans man, pregnancy in general can be considered very dysphoric and very terrible for a trans man to go through. I've never gone through a pregnancy because I am 14, but I know a lot of people have who are in my situation who are trans or non-binary, gender fluid, or their assigned gender at birth does not align with the gender that they identify as today. And taking away reproductive and health rights for everyone, it doesn't only affect women, obviously. It mostly affects women, but it also affects people who are trans, specifically AFAB people, like myself included. And I do want to thank you all for coming here today because you are protesting for women's rights and inadvertently trans rights. So thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else who wants to hear a story? If not, I will hand it over to Josie to wrap us up. Thank you again for being here. And now a call to action.
Thank you, David. Thank you.
I just wanted to say one more thing because I know, Jamie's not going to take the spotlight right now because she does not want to do that. But I'm just going to say that this is clearly a highly political issue, right? And
It's not,
Kurt
though.
Schrader is advocating for the Hyde Amendment. Louder boo, much louder. I needed to say that. I could not, I know, I'm sorry, Jamie. I could not say that because this is seriously a political issue. We need to vote the right way, and we need to make sure that our friends, our family, and our community members are voting the right way. So, if you take anything from today, please don't vote for Kurt Schrader. No, seriously, please vote. Put your vote where your mouth is, put your vote where your heart is, and protect humans. Like, I don't know why that's a big ask. It's weird. It's 2022. Like, just care about humans. Yes, turn in your ballot. Like, it's kind of important. That is definitely goes towards voting. Register on vote.org if you're not registered, and like they said, they have an email list back there to sign up if you're interested in hearing about future events and future gatherings and future efforts that we're going to be making if
Sorry about the
we
confusion.
will
I just
unfortunately have
want
to.
to not speak over the people talking.
Go to the primary. We gotta get to the primary.
And then I mentioned at the beginning that there's a post in the Central Oregon Diversity Project group. If you're in there already, you can go click on the links to contact our state leaders and our elected officials. That's seriously important. I don't care if they're already in seat or if you already think they're on our side or whatever. You just never know at this point. And we can't keep taking chances. So please contact them if you have the time. And I mean, yeah, if you don't have the time, then make some time, please. Yeah, thank you all for coming out, vote, and yeah. I don't want to do it anymore, y'all. We're going to end it in a chant. My body,
My choice.
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 my body.
My choice.
Get a little groove in it. I ain't gonna let this work invisible at me. Like, we're fighting for our rights. My body,
My choice.
my body,
My choice.
my body,
My choice.
my body.
My choice.
I'm gonna do it now because I'm gonna move around. They're wearing masks because it is their choice to wear masks, just like it's their choice to do what they need to with their bodies to maintain their health.
If you do not want to keep your signs, you can put them on the table and we will keep them for future events. What's next?
On the table is just some signs and some sign making material so everybody can make a sign if they want and leave it here or take it with them or whatever. Well, it's a good thing nobody values what your opinion is in this circle, Adam. Your opinion does not matter when it comes to women and what they do with their bodies. Women and anybody that's affected by this nonsense. Okay, I think I'm gonna end here so I can talk to people and not shove a camera in their face. There is a police presence for any reason, I'll most likely connect back in. Because that's the other part that we document besides your alleys is just police presence. But thank you for tuning in. Obviously, contact all of your local government officials, all of your state government officials, all of your federal government officials, and tell them that you are against what the Supreme Court is doing so they can get it codified and allow women to do what they need to do with their bodies when they need to do it.